Pre-algebra lesson 64, semicircles. So there's two ways to approach semicircles. There's either two new formulas that you can memorize right here, which can be found on page 203 in your textbook. So we can memorize this formula, pi times d over 2, or we can memorize this formula, pi r squared divided by 2, or we could go with my preferred method, which is we could understand these formulas. So to understand the formulas, let's talk about some formulas we already know, like circumference and area of a circle. All right. So the formula for the circumference of a circle we know is pi times diameter, right? So let's take this circle with radius 5. If I want to find the distance all the way around, I would have to do pi times the diameter being double the radius. So in this particular circle, the diameter is 10. So I'm going to replace this with 3.14 times 10. So I substitute my values into this formula. And then I multiply, and since I remember how to multiply by zeros, I can just move the decimal point, and so I know the circumference is going to be approximately 31.4 units squared. There's my circumference. Not squared. What was I thinking? What am I doing? 31.4 units. That's my circumference. That's the distance all the way around the circle, right? Now, let's talk about area. Area of the circle. We're going to use pi r squared. So we'll take pi, radius squared, we'll plug in our numbers. Pi is going to be 3.14 approximately. Radius is going to be 5. Then I add my exponent squared. Order of operations says I have to do 5 times 5 first, which gives me 25. So now I have to do 3.14 times 25. That's 20, carry the 2, 7, and then 15. Drop the 0, we have 8, 2, and 6. We add them, we end up with 78.50. Well, wait a second. Did I make a mistake there? This seems too right, or too easy. Hold on, I'm going to double check this. I feel like I made a mistake in my multiplication. No mistake. Okay, I guess I'm just being paranoid today. All right, so we have 78.5 units squared, and that is the area on the inside of my circle, right? Now, if I wanted to find out what half the area was of a similar semicircle with the same radius of 5, well, I can see clearly that this semicircle is half the size of this circle. So all I'd have to do is take the area of this circle, which is 78.5, divide that by 2, and I now have the area of the semicircle. So I'll do that. I'll take 78.5, we'll divide it by 2. Let's see here, that's 3, 1, 9, 2, and 5. 39.25 units squared. So that is the area of the semicircle. So that's why if we look back at this formula, we can see the formula is just the formula for area, pi r squared divided by 2, because it's like the whole area cut in half. And then we'll see the same thing when we're looking for this formula of the arc length. The arc length is just the formula for the circumference of a circle and then divided by 2, because if I want to find the arc length of this circle, the arc length being just from here to here, which is exactly half of this distance, all I have to do is take that distance, which is 31.4, divide that by 2, which gives me 15.7, and now I know the arc length, which is 15.7 units. I realize I just did that division off camera, but that's okay. You guys are getting better at division. You don't need to see me divide. But the key thing here is we can either memorize the formulas or we can understand. I just need to find the circumference and cut it in half, or I just need to find the area and cut it in half. That way we can apply some logic to some formulas we already know. Now, let's put this into practice. Let's find the let's find the perimeter in the area of this figure. In case you can't tell, because sometimes my handwriting gets a little sloppy, these are all centimeters. Units are in centimeters. This is 11.18. This is 10, 15, and 6. Let's get to work. We'll start with perimeter. So for perimeter, I have to add up the distance all the way around. Also, don't be fooled by this dashed line. This dashed line is just showing you that this is a semicircle because it's not perfectly drawn. But your book will have shapes with the dashed line. It's just showing us that this is a semicircle. This dashed line is not part of the perimeter. It's inside the object. So to get the perimeter, I'm going to have to add 15 plus 11.18 plus 10 plus whatever the arc length is. So to find the arc length, I don't panic. I just find the circumference of the whole circle, right? So let's just pretend we've got a whole circle here. The whole circle, the diameter would have been double the radius, so 12. So I just got to do 3.14 times 12. Gives me 826.413. 8673. 37.68. So that becomes the circumference of the whole circle. So that 37.68 I just found. That's this entire black thing. I only want to find the blue portion, so I take that number and I'm going to divide it by 2. Let's see here, 37.18, or no, 68 divided by 2 is 1, and then 8, and 8, and 4. All right, so 18.84. So I add 18.84, and now I can find my true perimeter, which is going to be 12, 1, 6, 7, 7 and 8 is 20, 15, carry the other one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 55.02 centimeters. That is my perimeter. All right, so that's how we calculate perimeters with semicircles. We'll do the last one. We'll go ahead and finish off with the area. So the area, this one's going to be kind of fun. We have to cut this into not 1, not 2, but 3 shapes. I've got a triangle, I've got a semicircle, and a rectangle. Or, you know what, instead of the triangle, what if I just do this? Yeah, I'm going to cut it diagonally. Yeah. So now, instead of doing the triangle and the rectangle, what I have here is I have triangle, triangle, semicircle. Some of you might be thinking, Mr. Claiborne, I don't like that way. This way is more efficient. Okay, just deal with it. It's also how the best way to find the area of trapezoids. All right. Now the funny thing is, this number, I don't need it for area. This doesn't help me. What does help me though is this diameter. This diameter is now the height of both of these triangles, right? So the diameter being 12 tells me that I can do 12 times 10 divided by 2 and 12 times 15 divided by 2 and get my 2 areas. I'm gonna do some quick speed math to help us finish this video in time. The area of this triangle using that height of 12 is going to be 60 centimeters squared. The area of this triangle using that 12 is going to be, let's see here, 90? Yeah, 90 centimeters squared. Now, the trick is, how do I find the area of this semicircle? Well, you should already know. We're going to take pi times r squared, which is 3.14 times 36, because we square the radius first. And then I'm also going to do some cool on-camera magic, and I'm going to magically solve this very quickly for time. When we multiply these two numbers out, we should get an answer of 113.04. So we add all of these together. 113 plus 60 is 173. 173 plus 90 is going to be 263. So 263.04 units squared. And that is my area. If you guys have any questions, let me know on the school website, and I will see you in class.